Palmer. Salah. Oh, wow! Huge shot is given straight away.
Hi and welcome to another episode of the Dugout Podcast. I am your co-host Andrew, and I'm joined by my fellow co-host Marissa.
Hi.
And we are back for season 4.
Hi.
Hey.
We back.
You so excited to be here?
I am, it's been a while.
Yeah, it has.
So much has happened. So much has changed.
I have no idea what you're talking about. But as I said, the more things change, the more they stay the same. I'm pretty sure the people can't see it.
I'm sure they can see it. Look. This is his left hand, by the way.
What I mean. Anyhow, but since Marissa clearly won, spilled the cat with the bags. Yeah. I got hitched. That's what we say, right? That's the term for it.
Apparently. Most normal people just say they get married, but we could go with that.
Yeah, I got married. Yeah, over the
lovely
summer.
wedding.
It was? You enjoyed
Yeah, it was nice, yeah.
I'm happy to hear that, man. It was nice to see you there.
It was nice.
I had a very, very good time. Nothing dramatic happened, right?
It was a nice wedding.
Yeah, I was able to hold my composure.
Liar! I have the evidence on my phone for life.
There's no
so
evidence, right?
never.
I had some Sahara dust about then. What Marissa thought she saw.
Right. So why did Sahara dust only start to affect you when you saw Chantal walking on the aisle?
Well, first, it wasn't only me that was affected. There was other people behind me that also had a little reaction.
My video doesn't show such things happening.
You mean your edited video?
It was not edited.
Doctor video.
How it could be doctor? I literally sent you that before I left the wedding.
I know about. But anyhow, yes, I got married over the summer. I'm happy. I'm thrilled. And yeah, hopefully it's alone this forever. All right. Anyhow, let's get into the show. Enough of that. Right. So, welcome back. Well, welcome back, Marissa. Right. Season 4 of the Dugout Podcast, and for episode 1. We are, I know the season has already begun, but we.
It's his fault, No, we felt nothing. We would have started if he wasn't getting married. Because you get married literally the day after the season start. So obviously we couldn't do podcasts when you're planning a wedding and all that day.
And with good reason too, because, Liverpool played on Friday. And, to ensure that my full focus was on events, you had to schedule it the day after.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, I had a funny feeling. Honestly, I had a funny feeling. When we had it, and I checked the calendar, I was like, really good thing. I was like, right. Since Liverpool win title, normally, we permanently start on Friday. I was like, a good chance that Liverpool would play on Friday, as opposed to Saturday. Which is good for me. Because, regardless of whatever results happening, I already out the way, and my full focus can be on matters on the nuptial event. Alright, though. So we felt it would be appropriate to start with a prediction episode. So in this episode, we are simply going to make our predictions for the EPL season in terms of champions, top 4 European places, surprise European contender, if you want to call it that, relegation, top scorer, impact signing, player to watch, and manager to watch. And it's not just a case where we'll be stating the names of the, our choices, but we'll also be justifying having a nice little debate. You okay with the debate tonight, Marissa?
Of course.
All right, just make sure, because no things get fiery. And as you can see, I'm a colours today. If it's one time that I'll be in my colours, it'd be at the start of the season. It might not be in them at the end, based on how things looking, but yeah. So, let's start with the champion prediction.
Oh, ain't much debate here since we both got the same thing.
Yeah, but the reasoning might be different.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going with Liverpool to retain or defend, however you want to say it. I think the transfer window, we've talked over the summer. The season is not decided on the transfer window, but I think the transfer window y'all have had has been excellent, and I expect y'all to make 2 more key signings before next week, Monday's deadline, right? Which
yes.
I expect to be Isak and Gehi. I think my only concern with Liverpool is the depth, which is why I think y'all need Isak and Gehi. Y'all need another attacker. I should say maybe y'all might need another 2 attackers, but that's neither here nor there. But y'all have had an excellent transfer window. And yeah, I think I mean, I know obviously signings take a bit to gel and everything, but Ekitike already looks fantastic, which I knew he would have, which is why I wanted him. But yeah, I think that the signings y'all still retain a good core, keeping Van Dijk and Salah key. So yeah, I'm going Liverpool to retain, unfortunately.
Okay, I'm not sure why that would be unfortunate, but
Because I don't support Liverpool. Okay.
thank you for your take.
Welcome.
So, I also selected Liverpool to retain their title, but I'm gonna be honest, brutally honest this episode. I'm always brutally honest, to be honest. But anyway, I'm gonna be honest. I'm picking Liverpool, but I'm picking Liverpool with reservation. I actually don't think Liverpool have looked quite solid so far in the opening two games of the season.
4 goals shipped already. Two when Newcastle was down to 10 men. That was interesting to
You
me.
done?
Right, it's your turn.
Right. So,
Carry on.
I am picking Liverpool with reservation because I have some concerns. I think the Premier League race actually is going to be quite open. I really think it's similar to last year. I think it's anybody's. Well, I think I would have strongly favored City last season. I start, but obviously, you know how that panned out. But I think this year for sure seems to me feels very open. It feels like anybody's to win. The reason I have some reservation about Liverpool is because I know everybody talk about the money spent, but there've been a fair few exits as well. It's been a squad overhaul in a sense, not entirely, but if you look at starting 11, I'm sure Trent, Robbo is no longer guaranteed starter. It seems.
I thought he was leaving.
Nah. Well, it seemed like it, but I think Tsimikas is the one who's going to go.
Okay.
Diaz, Darwin, Kelleher. So there've been some changes to certain areas of the team, especially for Erling. What's alarming to me is that Liverpool don't seem to. They look like they're patching games together or patching different moments in games as opposed to a performance in totality. That's convincing. That hasn't come yet. The cohesion in the team seems to be missing, and also I think because remember when Slot came in, everybody talked about how he's a more measured manager than Klopp. He's not as much heavy metal. It's more control. For example, where's the control? That game management that was so evident on display last season is really Liverpool really struggling. Because to me, my assessment of the opening games from Liverpool, Bournemouth and Newcastle, and even the Community Shield against Palace, I don't think Liverpool haven't played well enough with the ball. So that's why I say they patched together. They got a little too ever so often weird things happening, but they ain't playing constantly well with the ball. They're not handling the ball well. From a defensive standpoint, I don't think they've conceded an overwhelming amount of clear-cut chances, but the chances that they're conceding are being converted so far, and they're soft goals that they're conceding as well. Like yesterday, that was Friday, Newcastle.
That was it yesterday.
Sorry, man.
I understand. You still in red in bliss.
Sorry, my bad. Monday, yes, yesterday. Newcastle. Set piece goal from a throwing Okanathan, and then the last goal again. I'm more worried about battling with Dan Burn ahead of the people ball. So it's really, I don't know. So I say reservation because for me, I give Liverpool between Sunday's game against Arsenal and first 2 games back after the national break to convince me otherwise. I honestly don't think Liverpool, based on how they're playing, because let's be real, they got lucky yesterday for sure, and I would call them relatively lucky against Bournemouth too, because that was a game that they kept open, and Bournemouth almost walked straight through.
Well, I mean, to be honest, your first choice midfield pair has not started together in either of those 2 games.
Yeah, but like McAllister, I think he's going to take a while to get back because he apparently was injured towards the end of last season into preseason. He hasn't had a proper preseason either. Gravenberch, Birch, yes. And Gravenberch, I thought Gravenberch started the game well, but as the game progressed, he got ragged too. Curtis Jones didn't really affect nothing yesterday. So yeah, I based on Liverpool's level of performance, I'm not confident with my selection of them as title winners. But I honestly think I select Liverpool because of the quality of this squad in terms of the firepower they have and the opponents. But based on how they're playing, I think a lot of whether or not Liverpool will retain the title is going to depend on how the others do. Right?
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Saying a lot of droppy.
But still find a way to win, which is important.
Yeah, but I believe that you start how you plan to finish.
That's not always true with football, though.
Most of the time. Because last season we started well. We had a little spells to where I can mention it a bit later, but we had a little spells too last year where we weren't playing as well, but we were taking out results. That comes during the season. But no, that shouldn't come at the start. Like for
Chelsea started
right,
a
I was
fire.
gonna mention that because I was saying the difference between Liverpool and Chelsea was that Liverpool was still able to, even when they didn't play well, avoid defeat or win a game, win a really bad spell. The way how these are playing, I can see Liverpool dropping unnecessary points. That can cost them a title if that's really. I'm honestly right. I was really excited about transfer window, like you said, and the reason I was excited about transfer window is because I felt like not only Premier League, but I felt CL was a possibility. The way these are playing, I'm sure that.
Well, we will see.
But yeah, we will see.
Our top four is the same, just a different order, which is interesting. I have Arsenal second, City third, and Chelsea fourth.
I have City second, Arsenal third, and Chelsea fourth. So let's discuss each of these teams in separation. Let's start with City. I have City second, you have them third. What are your thoughts on City?
Okay, so before we go individually, I'll tell you how, because this was hard, because I actually do agree with you. I think even though I agree that I believe that Liverpool will win, I agree with you that I think this title race could be one of the best we've seen in a while. And that's because I think each of the four teams have weaknesses and strengths that
you can make a case for each of the four teams.
Exactly. So I think all four of these teams will be in it. And yes, I am expecting Chelsea to do better consistently this season. But how I differentiated it was this. Arsenal have the best defense of the three, in my opinion. And I think ultimately you saw it against Man United. And you kind of saw it, I guess, for the first 30 minutes against Leeds too. Their defense will help them win games, in my opinion, more than the other two teams. So that's why I put them second. City, so then I was like, City or Chelsea third. I think collectively as a team, Chelsea's defense has improved, but City's attack is still a lot better than Chelsea's, in my opinion. So that's why I ultimately put Chelsea ahead. So looking at City, I was very impressed by the Wolves win. But I remember I was talking to Shamari at your wedding, and I was telling him Wolves gave them a game at least for that first 20 minutes to half hour. I think when City scored, it kind of felt against the run of play, at least for me. So even though I was impressed with City, I still see those frailties in City. And that's why I think Arsenal are a stronger team than City, in my opinion. City have had a good transfer window. City still have Pep, of course. But I still think that City kind of have this kind of softness to them, and you saw that against Spurs. Like, Spurs have a good manager now. I'm not saying Ange was a bad manager, but you know what I mean. We both rate Thomas Frank. Spurs have a good manager now, but Spurs is still not a fantastic team. But to me, they were able to bully City quite easily. City hardly created chances, which is something that they constantly do. So I feel there's a softness to City, and that's why I think both Liverpool and Arsenal will finish ahead of them.
Okay. Well, in terms of City, like you said, City had a good window. I think, though, I can be very brief on City. Like you mentioned, Pep is still there, for example. Yes, they're going to have games where they're going to be vulnerable still, and maybe concede, maybe even lose. I think the game against Tottenham, the second goal was especially really poor because obviously that was a poor decision by Trafford to play the ball into the midfielder at the time, even though you had two guys pressing, and it wasn't really on. But I think where Tottenham, you saw the improvement that Tottenham will have this season is that I think Tottenham's structure and how they were not as before you could really play through the lines and get
Easy.
through Tottenham last season. I don't think that will
They're
materialize.
much harder to play against. I noticed it in the preseason game they played against Arsenal as well.
Right.
Very tough to play against.
Well organized, well drilled. I think you will see that a lot more in Tottenham this season from a defensive standpoint. City though, I think the difference with City and because obviously I think it was like a shock to everybody, probably Pep included, because I do believe if Pep saw that coming or they saw that coming, they would have made the adjustments before the season began last season. In terms of how quickly the squad needed refreshing and an overhaul. I think the difference is though is that not that you guys that they have brought in aren't good players, but I think where you found De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, and those type of players came in and hit the ground running and looked like world class players from the off. I think now you're finding the players that they have signed to replace them haven't adjusted or haven't fitted in so seamlessly. They're kind of like inconsistent. They haven't found that consistency yet. So I think that City will be better than they were last season, but I still think this season will throw in the odd surprise result.
Yeah.
And that might be the handicap. Is so how quickly can those guys do what City normally do, which is bring the A game on a consistent basis
Right.
to really sustain a title challenge. That's left to be seen.
So given that, why do you have them ahead of Arsenal?
I'm glad you mentioned that. And this is why. Coming to Arsenal, why have City ahead of Arsenal is that I still believe that City will, post-Christmas, find the stride. That's my inner belief. I think with Arsenal, though, the reason I have them above Arsenal, I think Arsenal will be into the race for more or less. But the reason I have City ahead of Arsenal is that I haven't been impressed with Arsenal from open play.
It's true.
I know the floodgates open against Leeds after the corner.
But it's Leeds.
I wasn't going that far, but I know the floodgates
it's
open
Leeds.
against Leeds after the corner. But up until that point, Arsenal didn't really break on
It's
the ball.
true.
They didn't really create him much. And I find that, to me, there's stillness with Arsenal. I haven't been impressed with the signings that Arsenal have made, apart from Zubamendi probably. I think he might add something in midfield. But I think the Noni Madueke, Norsgaard, Gyökeres, that we name?
Gyökeres.
My bad. Gyökeres. Thank you. I mean, it's not a name that I plan to say much this season. I don't expect a prolific season from it either. But Gyökeres, yeah, I can say what I believe. Gyökeres, I don't think that those signings...
Eze.
He's an automatic starter.
Yeah, so when I explain, go ahead.
Yeah. I don't, but my point I come to is I don't think that Arsenal signings necessarily improve the starting 11. No, like for example, compare them and Liverpool. I think Liverpool signings, you can see the intention. These are these are guys that Liverpool signed to come right 11 and carry up a level. Unfortunately for Liverpool, it might take a few weeks to bed in. But I don't think Arsenal signings are designed more to strengthen the squad as opposed to starting 11.
Fair point.
And I find that there's a stillness in Arsenal's open play,
There is.
vibrancy. I mean, I might find it as the season progresses, who knows? But for that reason, I still feel like Arsenal drop points. Arsenal got games where Arsenal can't break teams down. And left a set piece, no game, go ahead them.
See, Saka's injury for the Nets, I think he's probably going to be out for 2 games, Liverpool, and then the first game after the international break at least.
Yeah, probably 3 or 4 games.
Right. Saka's injury will tell us a lot about Arsenal because he's still their main player. He's still their key player. Like, honestly, if without that goal that he scored just at halftime, I would have said that Arsenal had a pretty poor half.
Yes.
And it's strange to say with a team going 2-0 up, but
Yeah.
honestly, he made that scoreline kind of flatter them because they were very average.
And they gave him
Confidence going into the
and
second half,
made it-
yeah.
made it more- so then
It's
the
true.
shackles were off and now they could play the football. You know what I mean? But I honestly, that way said I'm not really impressed with Arsenal's level of performance either. But what you said about their defense is important. I do think that they have a very good defense, and that might take them. Yeah, but I believe if City find any resemblance of what City normally do, I can't see Arsenal finishing above City.
I can. And because if we had done this podcast before Eze signed, I actually had Arsenal 3rd. Maybe even touching 4th. Because I do agree with you. I think Arsenal are focused on strengthening the squad, which is fair. But I think the Eze signing is a fantastic signing for them because I think that signing actually takes them up a level. And I do believe he's an automatic starter. I think he will play. Well, I don't know if Odegaard is going to start on Sunday.
He got injured too. That's the only reason.
Right. If Odegaard starts, I could see Eze playing there. They'll probably play Madueke on the right.
On the right.
And then, I don't know who can play on the left. Probably Trossard.
Or Martinelli.
One, two. But even with Odegaard's injury, I think they foresee Eze kind of playing on the left. Because remember, Madueke was signed as a left winger. So they claim. But Madueke's best position is Saka's position. You ain't going to spend 55 million on a player to play back up to Saka. So I believe he was signed to play on the left. He's a better player than Madueke, in my opinion. So if you play Eze on the left, you got Odegaard behind the striker, you got Saka, you got Gyökeres, who will score more goals than Havertz up front. I think that is a pretty decent attacking force. And with the foundations in midfield and defense, that's why I think that they could finish second.
I don't think Eze is an automatic starter. Sorry.
You think that they're going to spend almost 70 million on Eze to sit on the bench?
You know Arsenal? I know Arsenal?
And plus, the stillness that you're talking about is largely due to Martinelli and Trossard, though. Like,
perhaps. But
I think that they've been looking to upgrade on them, and I think they have.
Forever, no, because that I think something occurred that really pushed through that Eze signing. Because Tottenham almost got it.
Havertz injury.
Right, Havertz injury. Right. Otherwise, they wouldn't sign Eze.
I agree.
So that tells me right that they don't necessarily see as a need if they had a wait but an injury for this signing.
That's a good point.
Also, I believe that Arteta is very loyal to his players.
Very.
And
to a fault.
So I'm not going to disagree with you and say, for example, I don't think Eze, because Eze could play on the way left or he could play, and I actually think Eze's best position is probably left centre mid.
Yeah.
Right? In that half space.
Yeah.
My problem, the way I don't think he's a natural starter if everybody fit. I think it's good enough. Well, it's fortunate for him that he's joined right at the moment where to get 2 bad injuries, which means he could come straight. You never know. But I think had those 2 injuries had not formulated themselves and it was just Havertz and he got signed, I'm saying that I think that for the next 5 games, the starting 11 for Arsenal would have been Martinelli or Trossard, probably Martinelli on that left hand side. Because Arteta believe in him. Believe in him. Gyökeres up front or Havertz. Well, no, Havertz is injured, so Gyökeres up front. I believe Saka gonna hold that right position because he believe in him too, which is warranted. And I believe in midfield would have been Odegaard, Rice, and Zubimendi. I don't think they have space for Eze in that team. Now I don't fault Eze for going there. I actually think Eze would have been a more impactful sign than
Tottenham, I agree.
But I don't fault him for going to Arsenal because going to Arsenal might give you a better chance of winning.
That's his dream.
Biggest,
that's
and he was
what
an
he
Arsenal
wanted
fan.
to do. Yeah. So, but I understand what you're saying, but I still think Arsenal have stronger foundations than City to finish.
Defensively, I would tend to agree.
So I think that and Arsenal got, and because of Saka as well, they got somebody that even if they're playing poorly, even it wasn't even Saka on against Man United. Even when they're playing, they were poor against Man United. But because they're strong defensively, you could always bank on Arsenal to shut up teams, and they could probably get all jammy goal, set piece FC.
But in fairness, okay, yeah, they were poor against Man United, yes. But Man United, new straight forwards taking a bet into and Bomo and Cunha, Mason Mount, they might play for neither. So like, I could see Arsenal taking a clean sheet against them. I mean, but question though, City right now working on a deal, trying to work on if Edison leaves, trying to work on a deal to bring Donnarumma. If Donnarumma joins, does that change your perspective on City?
No, because Trafford is supposedly a good shot stopper, so is Donnarumma, and neither, from what I know, are good with their feet. And Pet Light's playing out from the back. Like, to me, the 2 of those goalkeepers are kind of like the opposite of Edison.
But people say, well, yeah, if you sell Edison, you lose something obviously in terms of the front and back distribution.
Which is what Pep likes to do.
And pressing. Don't get me wrong, but to me, I think honestly, playing front and back is like, what's the word? I think that's a way of.
It's overused and overrated. In my opinion.
Because like, to me, no playing front and back basically. Okay, yes, not every goalkeeper could pinpoint and pick up a fella from 70 yards out like Edison can. Edison's very good at that. So you lose that for sure. But honestly, I mean, playing front and back, you can't do it with Donnarumma and Trafford to a certain degree. I'm sure PSG played for the back last year a couple times too.
True.
Because for me, playing for the back is simply your decision making. That's why Sanchez struggles. You know, he can't kick a ball. Is that
He don't think.
He don't know when.
He doesn't think. He doesn't use his
You get what
brain.
but you get what I'm trying to say, right? So that's why I don't see it as like, all right, if Donnarumma, but it's all about when do you choose to do
Yeah,
it.
it's true.
Because so Donnarumma, when he got the ball, or somebody play the ball back to Donnarumma gotta know when to go long, or if I trust Roger to handle it here, even though too many money. You know, that's really key. It's coming with playing over the back.
Well, I would still say Arsenal second, City third. But we both agree.
We will see. What do you mean talk for?
We both agree where our teams are going to finish. We have your team first, and we have my team fourth.
But I picked that with reservation. Again, I got reservation about that too. No, you ain't not gonna finish top four. I think you will be in top four. I actually was thinking if I put you higher.
Me too. But the one thing that is stopping me from putting us higher, well, two things. One we just mentioned, Sanchez.
Right.
I felt like going into the summer we needed to change the goalkeeper, but I suspect the thinking might be we have a young player that we sent on loan to sister club Strasbourg that we think can be our number one, and I guess he's not ready yet, but we don't want to buy another goalkeeper to block him and blah blah blah. But if we had a Donnarumma, I would put Chelsea at least second, honestly. I think Marissa has improved us that much. I think ignoring the Crystal Palace game, where we looked a bit sluggish, a little bit, you know. I don't want to look at Crystal Palace versus West Ham because West Ham are awful. Hence, why we both have them in a certain category later. But our attack does look a lot better with the signings we've made. And our midfield, to me, is one of the best, if not the best in the league, my personal opinion. And I think a lot of the players that we have coming back from loan, Andre Santos, Estevao, like, our squad is better than last season. We have the depth that I think we can compete on several fronts. You're not going to see Marasca struggling for subs because he doesn't trust his squad. These are players that he believes should be in our squad now. These are his players. But the Sanchez thing and then Colwell's injury is massive. I think yes, we've improved defensively, but we don't have that. We don't have an elite centre back, and I think that's a problem. You look at Liverpool with Van Dijk and Konate. Yes, Konate is struggling, but he's still a very good centre back, and that's an excellent pairing. Saliba and Gabriel. I think, and this is why again I was like toying between City third and Chelsea third, because I think defensively we are better than City, man for man, in my personal opinion, but offensively they're better, and we still have those moments where we can still struggle sometimes to break teams down. So yeah, that's why I have us fourth. But I would say with reservation too, because I've been toying, because it's that sort of league this season. I've been toying second, third, or fourth, but because Arsenal have a better defense, City has a better attack, I just felt fourth is the safest bet.
Well, in terms of Chelsea, I actually like your squad. I actually like your playing style. I think Marissa has really left it at mid mark in terms of the performance level. The way Chelsea play. It's really good. I think Chelsea will be a very difficult team, a very difficult opponent for almost every team in the league this season. Again, the reason I got Chelsea fourth is that it's still a young squad, and have they improved enough that when they hit the inevitable rough patch in the season like they did last year around Christmas, can they still eke out the victories?
Right.
And that's why I said that was the difference to me between Liverpool and Chelsea last year. And that Liverpool still got wins even when they weren't playing necessarily well. Chelsea lost the game or drew it.
Yeah.
More often than not. So a year on, you know, will Chelsea maybe kick up a gear? But I really like Chelsea's squad. Another reason that I didn't put you all higher than fourth in my prediction is obviously because like you said, I realized that y'all didn't address the goalkeeper situation. But you call Sanchez a good shot stopper.
He's alright.
He decent, right? But so I still think the goalkeeper situation
is a problem.
Is an area that could have been strengthened or improved. And I don't think y'all have a standout centre back.
Yeah.
And that again,
that's a better term than elite, standout.
yeah, for me.
They're all decent, but none is really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why but yeah, I was topsy-turvy too, because I was like, I think if Chelsea improve enough that they could push on and win games when they're struggling in a game or stuff like that,
Yeah.
I could see Chelsea coming third or
Yeah.
even second. But obviously, I won't be so bold. I already made bold by picking Arsenal third and City second. So,
But you see, even what you just said, I just had a serious flashback to something when you made the comparison between Liverpool and Chelsea. Yesterday, Rio with that clutch finish, Andres Santos literally had an identical chance against Palace in the last minutes of the game. Those are the fine margins.
Right.
That's the difference between 1 point and 3. And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah, that to me is still. Chelsea need to show me this season that they can do that when they're not playing well, that they can still win. If they show me that, then yeah, when we usually revisit our predictions in January, then I will put them higher. But for right now, yeah, no.
fair enough.
Oops.
So that's our top 4.
Similar yet different.
Similar yet different, correct. Once again, Liverpool first for me, first for Marissa as well. Top 4 the same, just different order. City, Arsenal, Chelsea. It's my top 4. Marissa's going with Arsenal, City, and Chelsea to round up. Now we had position 5 Man City. This would normally be Europa League qualification, I believe. And
We have the same thing
same
again.
thing, Spurs and Man United. I don't know why put Man
Honestly,
United at
did you
6,
notice that I sent you, and I first sent you mine, I only had 5. Because I literally, I put Spurs, and then it was like, I don't know who to put. So then I just moved on to the other categories and I sent it. It was just like, after the fact, I was like, it was more by a process of elimination I put mine in there, to be honest. I think Newcastle, we have no idea what's going to happen with that Isak situation. And they still are a decent team, but they need a striker.
They need help. They need a bit more depth.
Definitely, especially with the Champions League this
Because
season.
the only reason that we're not putting Newcastle high, or we're not having Newcastle this top 6
It's Isak.
selection. It's not really Isak. It's more like on a
If
real
Newcastle had Isak,
they've
I would
struggled
put
in the
them in fifth.
transfer window.
It's true. I saw just now another. They put a second bid for Strand Larson and they get rejected again. I don't know. Like
But if they had Isak, yes, I could see myself maybe playing a 5th, even 5th. Right?
Yeah, I would've put him
if it was
fifth.
certainty that he was staying.
I would have put them.
He might
fifth.
still stay. He might still come back and play.
I how you do that.
You think
But my
you
thing
think
with
Liverpool get
Newcastle,
him?
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I saw that some people went to Hull trying to convince you again yesterday
To
and
do stay.
to stay. Change your mind. But my thing is, I know there's not a Newcastle segment, but my thing is that them using them heads. Strand Larson literally come off the bench for Wolves today and score a brace to knock out West Ham in the Carabao Cup.
I didn't follow the.
And you can send, and you can send a bid the same evening that happened for the player. Obviously, Wolves getting rejected.
The first bid was 50 million. What was the second bid?
55.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, but whatever. But yeah. I put Man United there begrudgingly. Villa. I know we can talk about Villa later. But something about Villa don't look quite right this season either. To be honest, I actually watched their first 2 games.
Right.
Something about them don't look quite right in my opinion. Brighton. I haven't really followed Brighton's business. I mean, Brighton is always up there, but I can't see Brighton 5th or 6th. So it was really a process of elimination that Man United got at 6th spot, to be honest.
Okay. All right. So let me start with Tottenham. I picked Tottenham as number 5 because Thomas Frank. I think Thomas Frank will have Tottenham as a well-organized unit. I think apart from the top 4 contenders, I think Tottenham will accrue enough points to be at least 5th.
I agree.
I'm back in the European position.
Yeah.
Under Thomas Frank.
Yeah.
And Tottenham still have some talented players. Solanke, Richarlison, roll ice.
Kudus is a fantastic signing.
Kudus is a very good signing, yes. I think a big plus was the fact that Romero and Van der Ven have stayed
Yeah.
and are fit. And the goalkeeper's back fit as well. I think that will make a lot
My only issue with
difference.
Spurs though, squad depth is the issue.
Is that, yeah.
When
So if you
them-
get injuries again,
When then games start rolling thick and fast, I worry about Spurs. So they need more bodies in there before next week, in my opinion.
fair enough. But yeah,
But first team, if they had gotten Eze, I honestly would have them pushing for Champions League.
okay.
I would have, because I
Do you
think
think a lot of Ezra?
I like him, and
I
I,
like him
think
too.
to me, I think he's better than James Madison. And I think
No, for ways no.
I guess
But
yeah.
but that had a point where
I think he will ever at Tottenham.
I think so too. Don't get me wrong. I think so too. I think Madison's a bit older. But you know something? No way kind of cool on as a bit. Cause I had really as it probably 2 years ago. Last season too. But I didn't realize as it's so old.
27 is not old. He's in his prime.
That was going on.
Yes.
No, I mean typically. Hold it.
I understand. He was probably thinking he was like 24,
I told you
23,
24.
24.
I
Yeah.
told you like 24, 25.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Because I normally expect. Apologies. But I normally expect that players, if they get a big move to a big club, it's
Come
a bit
earlier.
younger. Yeah.
Fair enough.
And that's kind of the reason my eyebrow a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of. But okay. Fair enough. But yeah.
I'm not. But yeah, I agree with you on Spurs. I think Frank. Honestly, any other manager, I don't think I would have put Spurs.
He's a difference
fifth.
maker.
Yeah, he's a difference maker.
I watched both Man United's games so far this season, Fulham and Arsenal. I see a lot more vibrancy in the attack. I think Cunha is a really, really good player. I thought it was a really good signing. And I believe, how to frame this. When Man U started against Fulham, they were really sharp and really at it for the first half for majority. But then Fulham came back in the game and you could see the cohesion of Fulham. Fulham almost seemed like a team that have been put together longer, in a sense. Because Fulham really should have won that game based on the chances that they created too. But what I would say about United is that I think United the game will be up and down a little bit. I think they will have games where Cunha and Bomo, for example, bag every chance to create early doors, and they have a nice little cushion, and it should seal games from there. Fulham. But I still think they got some games where Man U, because they take the chance and they put the game away, teams will come back.
Yeah.
And because teams might be a bit more, might have been a bit together longer, maybe gelled a bit more than Man United would having played for longer. I think teams might, and if they take the chance, I think teams can get behind Man U. And a big thing for Man United, they definitely have to address because Man United worse than you. That goalkeeper.
Yeah, they're already in talks with somebody, I think.
He's a youngster from
I never see it before.
From Royal Antwerp.
But I
Nobody
think-
see what we can do.
But Man United midfield, I think equally that needs to be addressed is that midfield too.
Wait, before we address the midfield, the goalkeeper. We already know what Nana can do. This goalkeeper that played first 2 games, I see every cross, every corner.
Like the league know what to do.
This man
To
gets stuck under the deflated the ball.
the league know what to do to you.
And if Fulham players didn't miss time to jump, you know what I mean? Bassi and company, Fulham would win that game by 3-1. Because every corner kick, I swore Fulham would have scored. The midfield, like I said, the midfield started the game well, and then obviously as the game wore on, Fulham took control of the midfield. Which part of the midfield is a problem for you?
Bruno's not a City midfielder.
Was he playing as a City midfielder to me? Not really.
Okay, if you look at your lineup, if Bruno is not playing in a 2, then you basically have a 1.
Yeah.
That's not ideal.
But to me, I think I understood it as Bruno more as like playing the 8. So to me, he was like to
Yeah, but then
start
that's
that
to
and
leave
then
a
draw
1.
and to push up. You know what I mean?
That's to leave a 1.
Yeah,
That's fine if you're playing a 3-man midfield,
But he
but
playing with a battery.
yeah, but Man United are very easy to play through as well. And then who plays beside
That became more apparent after the old mark, man.
who plays beside Bruno?
Casemiro. That who started the game, and then they bring on Ugart. He was Tiger Rich and John.
I don't rate either of the two of them that highly. So I think they
I honestly
need a body in
think
there.
I honestly think with Casemiro, I think Mayu just gonna be a bit. I think Amaru just gonna have to be a bit more careful about which games. Don't play Casemiro every game. You pick which ones you want to play him. If at Old Trafford you deem it that you ain't see more of the ball, and he'll be doing less defensively because you can have more to play. Maybe play him in one games. I play Ugart in the away game. Something like that.
But
Forest used to do that with him.
United have an overabundance of 10s and not enough 6s or 8s. It's too much 10s.
This, the big problem that United got. The man seems like Mason Mount right now, home Mason Mount find yourself in 11.
Exactly.
But that can be a problem because when Sesko get up to speed,
exactly.
you can't
play him and Billman Cunningham and Mount anymore.
Correct. You might need a left foot Mount.
Exactly. Or play two-man midfield, which don't make sense.
Which, yeah, definitely don't make sense.
So,
I'd rather Bruno than
that's what I'm saying. Like, did they really need... Yes, Cunningham and Bowman are good players, but did they really need to go and buy both of them? When you got Mount that could play there, Ahmad that could play there, Menu that could play there, Bruno that probably should be playing there. I don't know. It's just very interesting squad building for Man United this summer. I guess we see. As I said...
But I picked them at 6 because...
I put them there for default.
I put them there because I figured, or I thought... I saw enough from the attack, enough spark. Let's use that word. That I think I can see them, winning a good side of the mid to lower table teams, those type of games. And that should keep them at least in contention for most of the season.
Which is fair.
And they don't have any European commitments. So
true. That's also, I forgot about that. That's also key. Yeah. That would help
competitions aside, they got a whole week to prepare for most games.
Fair.
That should, if Amorim is the tactical master that people think he is, that should give him a nice little period of time to prepare for games and really strategically prepare himself for opponents. So yeah, that's why you have him at 6.
Fair enough. European contender. I think you had this as surprise European contender.
I did put surprise, but that way, man. I meant like, the outside man who could break in that top 6 or top 4.
Right. I actually put Forest. And it'd be like, but the question is, they finished in Europe last season, why they're a surprise. I think if they do it again, it would be a surprise.
Okay.
I think that I've liked the signings that they made. I think Douglas Luiz is a very good signing for them. And yeah, I think Forest could be in that mix for a European position again this summer.
They could be.
Because they've only really lost Elanga, right?
Yeah. They could be. And I like the fact that in the end we're able to keep hold of Gibbs away.
Yeah.
That was important too.
Holy hostage, man.
And maybe sign a new
keep
contract.
Hostage. Blink twice if you're okay, Morgan.
Oh boy. But good one. But I think the reason I didn't pick Forest was because it wasn't to be different to you. I just didn't pick them because I think the uncertainty around the manager.
What's going on there?
The owner's ready club, and the owner clearly want to run the team too. That's what's going on there. Some boy tell me then, Maracos. Some boy tell you that he's Abramovich part too. You know what I'm saying? He plans to run the team too.
That's gonna be a problem.
Correct.
Because the main reason I have them there is because of Nuno too. Nuno's a good manager.
And then the manager, Nuno admitted in the last press conference that the relationship between him and the owner had changed somewhat. So I just went in carefully to see if, because I heard there's a rumor that the reports, I'm not sure if they were substantiated, that the owner has been in contact with Ange to potentially take over. Seriously, yes, that's what I read. I'm not saying that has any truth to it, but yes, I think that if there was to be a breakdown in relationship to the extent where they terminate the contract early or by mutual agreement, however they want to term it, I believe that could potentially have a knock-on effect where then Forest wouldn't do as good as they could potentially do. So that's why I didn't go for Forest, but I went for Villa instead. And the reason I went for Villa, because they didn't get back into Champions League. Obviously, they're again finding themselves in some PSR challenges where they haven't been able to have the strongest of windows. But I still went for Villa because, admittedly, Unai Emery is a man that normally gets more or less, and I believe that he might still have him hovering around.
That's a good point, but I'm still not sure. I think, like I said, having watched their first 2 games, something doesn't look quite right about Villa. Like, I don't know what it is, but their game draw on Saturday. Forest win.
They lost 1-0.
Right, Forest win.
They didn't play first. They played Brentford.
They played Forest. Ah, yes. How I watched that whole game and I'm still wondering.
Forest played Crystal Palace.
Oh, okay, yeah. Something about Villa don't look quite right. Like, I don't know. Like the defense look like that goal that Brentford scored was like. I don't know. There's something not quite right with Villa, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's why I didn't have them up there.
I picked them because of Emery. But anyway,
Fair.
relegation time. Relegation time.
So I went with Leeds, West Ham, and Burnley. This was actually hard. Because usually the trend is 3 up, 3 down. Same 3 up, same 3 down.
The last 2 years,
Yeah.
not usually.
Yeah, it's like more than 2 years.
The last two. Only last two.
Okay.
In succession.
Okay.
The last two.
I'd like, again, transfer window doesn't determine much, but I like Sunderland signings. I like what they've done. I think that they've brought in experience. They haven't only just spent money. They've spent well, in my opinion. So I don't have them to go down. Burnley, I have them to go down. I almost didn't, but I still think that, like, when I watched them against Spurs, it started okay, but then when one goal went in, the floodgates kind of opened a bit. So I worry about them defensively this season. Leeds getting back down for sure. Defensively, they look shocking. Although they were okay against Everton, but that ain't hard to do. That ain't hard. Ain't hard to look okay against Everton. My third team, I was toying between West Ham and Wolves, which was funny because they played each other today in Carabao Cup. But West Ham really look awful. I think Potter can struggle to make it past Christmas. His record at West Ham is awful. West Ham, yeah, they're going to struggle this season. Kudus is a big loss. I saw that they signed a defensive midfielder today. Never heard of him, never watched him. So I don't know to what extent he's going to improve them. Goalkeeper looks shaky. So yeah, I got Leeds, West Ham, and Burnley.
Okay. All right, so I have Leeds, West Ham, and Wolves. I don't know much about promoted teams. I know that Burnley came up with the best defense from the championship.
That's true.
Burnley's supposed to have a really good defense. I saw they at least won a game so far this season.
Yeah, they beat Sunderland on Saturday, which is ironic considering none of them got Sunderland to get relegated.
Right, so I pumped for. I think Scott Parker having been in Premier League before. I think that I would hope that he would have learned some lessons and adjusted suits. So I think Burnley could stay, or I think Burnley will stay. So I picked them to stay. Like you said, I think Sunderland have made some very high profile signings. Granit Xhaka, chief among those, and I think that they seem to have accumulated a relatively talented squad. I think that Sunderland, that home support as well, home matches will be really, really important for them. And I think that if they can make the Stadium like a fortress, then they could potentially stay in the division as well. I haven't, but yeah, I saw these against Arsenal. Although, like I said, Arsenal didn't really spurt until the corner kick, and these foolish goal that they give away because the guy should have played the ball to the other guys on the other side. I don't understand. He gave the ball in transition stupidly. But I think Leeds will go down. I just don't think Leeds have enough. West Ham. The only thing that will save West Ham, as far as I'm concerned, is really shrewd business in the last week of the transfer window, or Potter being replaced with a proven manager that could battle against relegation.
I could so see Sean Dyche going the middle of the season.
Sean Dyche was thinking Allardyce, but anyway.
Me too. That crossed my mind too.
That
crossed my mind too. But Sam boy.
Okay, but I mean he's been there before.
Yeah.
But nevertheless. But I think so. But I think West Ham fans should prepare themselves that they will be in a relegation fight
for sure
this season. And Wolves. I was looking at the Wolves team, and I think with Kunga gone, I just think that Wolves might lack genuine quality. Even the guy that Newcastle are trying to sign, Strand Larson, I like him. There's potential there, but I don't think that he's a finished article, and I think that he's really inconsistent. At least he was last season. So I don't think, even if he stays at
saved
Wolves,
them today though.
Yeah, but if he stays at Wolves, I don't necessarily believe that he's gonna have provide the firepower to keep them in the division. So I think that this season will be a relegation fight as well for them.
Well, guess we will see. Top scorer, we both have Haaland. I think this is probably should have scored on Saturday, to be honest.
Yeah, we don't need to explain. Haaland.
Yeah.
Once he put the chances in there for he
can score. So, easy. I'm surprised we both have Wirtz as our impact signing. But I want you to go first on this. Well, my take might be a little bit different.
Okay. Well, he's my impact signing because he is so far the most high profile signing of the summer. Chased by many. Surprisingly chose Liverpool.
130 of the Queen's millions.
I don't know if it's that much, but anyway. The talent is there. I saw him play for Germany in various international tournaments. The talent is there. So far the first 2 games, I think he was better against Bournemouth than he was yesterday against Newcastle. But I clearly seeing like there's gonna need to be a adaptation period in terms of the intensity and the speed of the football in the Premiership. Because I can see like the things that he tries to do, the intent. But if you see the intent behind it, I can see like, okay, yeah, he's thinking he's a clever footballer, he's a nice footballer. Can see the intention behind it, but everything ain't coming off just yet. I think that's to do with the fact that he didn't necessarily adjust to how quick the football is or the time that he might get in the Bundesliga versus in the Premier League.
Yeah.
It seems like that, and the physicality a little bit. So I think that once he settles, I think that he will be a fantastic signing.
Yeah. I just have him as an impact because of the money. I'm just kidding. Wirtz is an interesting one because I think he is what persons thought Havertz was going to be. Because he had that similar kind of height, similar kind of pathway from Leverkusen. But he's a very good player. I think that he definitely will improve Liverpool. It's been interesting. He hasn't started like a house on fire and people writing the off already. But you know how it is. But yeah, it's actually not this category that my take was going to be different. I thought I had him in another category. But anyways, but yeah, I do believe that he will be a major impact on Liverpool and the league. But I actually did not go with him at first. My impact signing was actually going to be Gyökeres, but for a different reason.
Tell me.
Not necessarily a positive impact. Because I remember when I was reading the debates about whether Arsenal should go for Gyökeres or Sesko, they were saying that Sesko fit the system more. Gyökeres, Arteta would have had to adapt a bit more because he's more of a goal scorer. And I remember persons were saying, yeah, Havertz is not a prolific goal scorer, but Havertz, the reason he loves Havertz is that it fits what he wants to do. Gyökeres is a different player. So I was actually going to go with Gyökeres because it would be interesting to see how Arsenal adapt with him in the side. So that's why I was going to go for impact, but from whether it would be a positive or a negative. But I eventually went with the easy choice of Wirtz.
Okay. All right, next category would have been Fair to watch. And you went with Joe Pedro.
Yeah, this was hard, to be honest. I mean, shockingly, we both went for players for our own teams. I went with Joe Pedro because me and you, we've always rated him. When Chelsea signed him, as when Chelsea signed most players, it was like, why, whatever, we got, he mostly plays as a 10, and we got a lot of players there already. But I have loved what I've seen from him up front. He scored a variety of goals, bangers, simple goals, chips, headers. It's been a while since I've seen that sort of variety from somebody playing up front for Chelsea. And I think he's my player to watch because I think he brings a lot to Chelsea already. So far in 2 games, he played 2 different roles. He played up front against Palace. He played either left or behind the striker with him and Delap played together against West Ham. That worked really well. And I think that he could be a very key signing for Chelsea. I think that he will probably be one of our most transformative signings. And what I mean by that is, I think that he allows us to play in different ways. And because he's such a good player, I just think he elevates us. So that's why my eyes are on Zhao.
Yeah. He would have been my second choice, actually. Yeah, he would have been my second choice as player to watch. Because everything you said about him, I concur with. But I chose Rio and Gamboa. And to answer everybody's question, probably yours chiefly, not because he scored the winner yesterday. Chris could tell you this. I would have seen Gamboa last season in preseason, and then I saw him, I think, in one of the early FA Cup games in January. You know, a little talent, but I wasn't like, okay, I didn't see him forcing his way into the 11 just yet. But then I saw him this preseason because I watched about 4 preseason games. I watched like 3. And I saw him, and I was really impressed. And he immediately was like, okay, he reminds me of a young Sterling, just with a harder shot. And the reason I picked him is because, you know, not only because he's talented, but I actually think the way how the transfer window went for Liverpool. I think if Liverpool do get Isak, Would that restrict his game time a little bit?
I don't.
Maybe, because I can see Liverpool playing Ekitike and Isaac together. Not necessarily a pair, but like one off he left and one through the middle, and probably interchanging. And he still got 5 minutes for Gapo too. So you might be able to select his games a bit more carefully. But I was saying if Liverpool don't get Isaac, the reason I pick him because I actually think he's that good a player that I can see him forcing his way into the 11. Not necessarily a regular starter, but being used a lot more often than people would necessarily expect. I think by the time the season is over, he will probably be a household name in terms of fully considered to be like a starting 11 option for Liverpool. I think he's a transformative player as well.
First of all, this is, they always talk about Salah and De Bruyne as Chelsea's biggest transfer mistakes. This is right up there.
So early in his career. I won't get out for him. Man.
Nope, so early.
We gotta see what happens.
This guy was highly rated. In fact, I think we were so pissed off with you guys that I think after a while we banned y'all scouts from coming to we games, we little under 18 and under 23 games because maybe there has some tapping up going on there. Who knows? Anyways, he looks a player. And I disagree with you actually. I think that when you look at who you've lost, Jota, sadly, Nunez, and who's the other attacker that left? Diaz. Who's coming? Wirtz, Ekitike. Who else?
What else?
Exactly. So even if you get Isaac, that's the three replaced, right? But you guys still need depth, and I think even if you get Isaac, I can see Rio starting FA Cup games. I can see he starting Carabao Cup games. I can see he coming off the bench in Champions League games, in Prem games. I genuinely think he'll have a big role for Liverpool this season, even if y'all get Isaac.
But when I said
with a passion.
I don't think he will start.
No, I don't think he'll start. I don't think he'll start.
But I was thinking along the lines he will probably play FA Cup games, Carabao Cup games. Be off the bench in Champions League at least start at least. It all depends on how he develops though.
Yeah.
But I think it's good because I think that one could Gapo needs pushing. No, I don't like Gapo. Gapo has had a really good season last year. He's a helping hand, but I think Egamoa will be the right sort of like competition for him.
I hate it. Can we move on? Thanks.
Anyway, I know we're so upset.
Anyways, I can still always claim him as Cobham. So whatever.
Could do we feel like last category is the manager to watch.
This was interesting. I chose Amorim because I think he under pressure, in my opinion. What's the record that has been floating around since he Fulham 28 points from 29 games?
I didn't see
Piss
record.
poor.
I didn't see record.
Piss poor. In fact, I saw some people comparing his record to Gary Neville record at
Valencia.
He's lost more games.
First, right? I don't believe in that, man. This way.
You don't believe in what?
28 points in
Don't tell me you can talk about new seasons.
It's a new season. What difference it makes? No, seriously, right? Let me give you an example. Look at people, right? Like Arteta. You know what I'm saying?
We ain't at U-turn yet.
No, I don't know, but I just make this point. They got people like certain people that would say, for example, Arsenal had accrued the most amount of points over the calendar year.
That was a lie.
I'm sure if it's or true.
He said that they accumulated the most points in the last 3 years across the league, but I heard that's a lie.
I don't know if it's true or not.
But
I'm just giving an example, right? What difference it made? You left your silver and you finished top when you season done in May. What difference? So I look at it from this standpoint. Yes, people's won do records in totality or whatever the case would be, but this is no start. So I ain't really care about the 28.29 games. The man came in under duress. But he didn't even want a job. He wanted to be out of the summer. You know what I'm saying? The man came in under the rest. The man said, I give you my benefit though. The man said, I saw an interview where he said that last season he used to be terrified of good games. Now he excited. So we can see how excited he really is. You know what I'm saying? That's all I say. But go ahead.
I think that he's under pressure. I don't care what you say.
I ain't saying no. I'm not saying no. But
I am watching him carefully
don't give me that record.
Because my thing about it is, and I know it's easy. It's a very easy comparison to make. And it may be not the best comparison. Look at the improvements that you have seen in Tottenham Hotspur in 3 games under Thomas Frank. Look at them. You can literally tell. You could literally look at that team and see the improvement. You look at the adaptability. We sat here last season and talked about Amorim versus Ange and their stubbornness. When is Amorim gonna adapt? I'm not saying that you can't continue with your back three, but there are different ways of playing the back three system, and there's no adaptability. Like, to me, he is not getting the best out of his players because the system doesn't suit the players that he has. And at what point do you think, okay, I ain't telling you, man, change your philosophy completely, but make some changes. Make some changes. You got a good talent like Kobe Manu that just sitting up on the bench rotting. And I'm not saying that Kobe Manu can come in and transform the team, but again, you have good players in that side that you can't get in because of your stubbornness. So I think that he's under pressure. So he's my manager to watch because I want to see, especially between now and Christmas, what Manchester United do. They've made good signings. I think Sesko is a good prospect. I think Cunha is a very good player. I think Mbeumo is a very good player. That front line is fantastic and right up there for sure.
It got potential.
Definitely got potential. The defense, Lanier is a good player. De Ligt is a good player. I ain't completely sold on the wing backs, and you know how I feel about the midfield. And obviously we talk about the goalkeeper.
I think Luke Shaw being back fit is a good help as well.
Well, but how long is he going to stay fit?
We'll see. But he's a good
Exactly.
but Luke Shaw is a good player.
So my manager to watch is Amorim. I am watching that Man United team with keen interest this season.
Listen to me, right? I ain't saying wrong with no. Watch it as much as like. I just all I disappoint thing is don't come to me. Man got 28 points.
I could just state the facts. If Arteta could come and talk about his cumulative points, I could talk about Man United cumulative
you called it right
points.
now because
Yes, you move on to your manager to watch.
I pick Mikel Arteta. You know what I'm saying? Tell you.
Although I agree with this too.
I
agree with this as a manager to watch for sure.
Yeah, cause he under pressure too. Not his same.
Phase 6. It's phase 6. Arsenal, right? It's phase 6.
Man, it's phase something. Listen. He under pressure too, because if Amorim under pressure, no, they're under pressure for different reasons.
Different reasons, yeah.
Different reasons.
He got me saying.
And he spent money this summer.
They're up to over $1 billion.
He was backed.
They're up to over $1 billion, so they can't call Chelsea the £1 billion ball jobs no more.
He was backed, and like I said, the reason that I'm not seeing enough from them in terms of how they use the ball open play, it seemed to me like they still come back with this corner kick FC thing that is working. So that's why he got him as my manager to watch. Because and he's not. And thing is, right? He probably not even under pressure from the Arsenal board.
He's not.
He's under pressure from the Arsenal fan base, the ones that we see on social media.
It's true.
That keep so much noise, right?
But they're right though. They're right to demand that they win something. If you look at Arsenal's net spend is right up there. They have hardly sold since Arteta has been around.
Yes.
Hardly, and they've spent up to. I think they're looking at another centre back. Yeah. Why I have no well, Kira
I think Kira might go. Yeah.
Kira is leaving. Yeah. But they bought one though, Mascara.
Yeah, the guy from
So
Valencia,
why do you need another one? How much centre backs that? Anyways, I would love a couple of them. But anyways, moving on. Yeah. My point is that he spent so much money. They've hardly sold money. If this was Chelsea, oh my gosh, at least me and you selling players and spending money. But what are Manchester United and Arsenal doing? Like, he ain't selling nobody. He's spending a lot of money. He's been backed. Everything he wants, he's gotten, because I think it was who's Berta? What's he role?
He's the sporting director.
He wanted Sesko. Right? Or Arteta wanted Sesko?
I'm not sure which one wanted who.
Anyways, that was a whole debate. So he's been backed. He's gotten what he wants.
Yeah, he got triggered at Arsenal fans were claiming that that was the last piece that the team needed. Like I said, he's been heavily backed in transfer market. He got Eze.
And he only got what?
Got
2 community shields to show for it? God saying. God saying
major. So that's why I say he's been manager to watch.
And they're talking about the Carabao Cup either. FA Cup minimum.
He's a guy that but again, I the reason that he where would I see some improvement about Arsenal or from Arteta rather is I was like to see him manage the emotions a bit better.
Yeah,
that's a big part of
be
management.
less arrogant.
He's really wear his heart on his sleeve in those interviews.
And it translates to his players as well. It's true.
But yeah, and the reason that I have him as a manager to watch because despite Arsenal being close 3 times in a row, well, not really close last season because that'll wrap up relatively early.
4 times in a row, according to my prediction this year. That'd be crazy if that happened.
And in regards to the money that they spent and the time that he's been at the club, and I know the fans are losing their patience or what's not.
Telling me.
don't think Arsenal are playing particularly well.
They're not.
With the ball.
You see how Arsenal was playing 2 years ago?
Yes.
That's what got people excited
Excited
about
about
Arsenal.
Arsenal,
Last
correct.
year, we saw a decline from last year, you know.
You're right,
And then you hear about,
yeah.
Saka was injured, Odegaard was injured.
Yeah.
It's not about that. If you have a squad of players, and this is the point I was making about Chelsea last season, this season. If you have a squad of players where you have 2 people in every position and they're quality players, then like how Cole Palmer was out against West Ham, Esteval comes in, you should still be able to see that same continuity of style of player. Your style of play and how your team plays should not be impacted because 2 players are out. Granted, 2 key players, yes, but those replacements should still come in and still have the levels to maintain how you guys play. But it's not just about Odegaard and Saka. You are right. They are stale to watch, boring to watch, and it's just set piece FC. I mean, it's a great weapon to have. If I could,
but having spent some money, you shouldn't be overly reliant.
there
on it.
you go. That's it right there.
So,
That is it right there. And you just splashed almost 70 million on a creative 10.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to watching Arsenal this season in terms of their title challenge. And the thing is, like I said, the risk kind of open. And I can see Arsenal win it. I think you can make a case for Arsenal win it. Yes. But do I think that day will come true? If it's a tight race, do I think that day will come true? I'm not so sure.
fair.
And I think as a result, then Arteta will subsequently be under pressure.
You think he gets sacked
Under
if he don't
Microsoft.
win anything?
Well, I know because sack a man for coming second 4 years in a row. Yes, you actually can.
Being sacked, Ancelotti didn't turn out after he comes second.
No, he didn't come second.
Didn't
Did
he? I'm sure he did.
Yeah, one FA Cup, but I don't think he came second
I
though.
think he did.
You sure?
I'll research it
Did
later.
he come second? I can't remember when we all came out here. But Chelsea's a different beast.
Yeah.
But no,
Literally.
you could. But honestly, right, if Arteta gets sacked, I think a lot of that depends on his relationship with the guy Berto, the guy that came in.
Mm-hmm.
If they have a nice progressive relationship,
Keep
I
it for
think
phase 7.
Sure. But I think if that relationship becomes strained, and like you said, it was I wasn't even aware that there was a tug of war in terms of one
Yeah, there was
guy
a
favors
debate,
Sexton, the
yeah.
other one favors. I know that Sexton was the option at first, and then it was like, oh, he'd be a bit too expensive. Let's go for Gyökeres.
Now that was the rumor. One prefer. I think Arteta prefers Sesko. You know, one prefers Sesko, one prefers Gyökeres. So that was But anyways, this is a nice time to break for a quick word from our sponsors. Whole Health Pharmacy, located in Jordan's Complex, Speightstown, St. Peter, carries a variety of products to take care of you and your health. Essential oils, muscle rubs, and the run-of-the-mill medications. And definitely don't forget your vitamins. Vinci Sea Salt, air humidifiers, tumblers, and women's havens pads too. We got it all for you. Don't forget your Barbados and natural Vinci snacks. So for sure you're gonna keep coming back. Ever hear about structured water? Well, tell your son, tell your daughter. Whole Health Pharmacy. More than a pharmacy, we take care of you and your health. And we're back. So we will wrap up today's show with some predictions.
Yeah, just do 1 week before the national break. Yeah. So just a game week 3, because the national break is like, so by the time we come back, it should be
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. It's true.
So we just do this weekend, this upcoming weekend.
Yeah, fair. All right.
Give me
So,
1 second, cause
no problem. I know Wedding Bliss has got your mind fried too. So.
No. The Wi-Fi was moving, kind of slow-ish.
Sure.
All right,
Sure, it's the
so
Wi-Fi.
sticking with top 6 teams, right?
For sure.
All right, so I'll call you the game and then you
No
record
problem.
the.
Oh yeah,
Score,
forget I go actually do that.
Yeah, okay, you know you might cheat. All right, so yeah, right now the prediction, please. Thank you. So Saturday starting off hot with a game at Chelsea, not necessarily late. Chelsea versus Fulham.
3-0 Chelsea.
Ooh, brave prediction, man. I'm gonna go 2-1. Chelsea.
I can't afford 2-1.
But you can't afford 2-1.
I like calmness. I want a comfortable win.
Okay.
Okay. 3-0 me, 2-0 you. Okay, cool.
2-1. I said 2-1.
Right, 2-1.
I give Fulham a goal. All right. Then we have United at home to Burnley.
Your turn.
I'm gonna go for a 2-1 United win.
Me too.
Next game we have Tottenham hosting Bournemouth.
No. Remember with Spurs last season? One week the fantastic, next week the bad. This will be an interesting game to see. Bournemouth are a bad side. They show that against you. I don't know. I feel like if I would go 1-1, but that's based on old Spurs. I feel like, to be fair, I should judge Spurs on what I've seen in the 3 games I've watched them. So I think I'm gonna go with a 3-1 Spurs win.
Interesting. I'm gonna go 2-1 Spurs. I think this will be a closely contested affair.
I don't doubt it.
All right, and
The big one? Oh no, I got a City game.
Yes, in terms of let's see. Okay, right. So
Who's City playing? Brentford?
I try to find it.
Let me help you.
No, yeah, no. On a Sunday, right?
Brighton.
You're playing Brighton, right? Messing for Sunday, right?
Away
So
at Brighton.
Sunday fixtures: City against Brighton. City will be at Brighton. Me first, right?
Yeah, you first.
All right. So City against Brighton.
Brighton haven't started the season.
Yeah, Brighton haven't started season well. I'll go for a 2-1 City win.
I'm going 3-1 City.
Okay. All right, and wrapping up Sunday, we have the huge fixture: Liverpool against Arsenal.
I already written on mine.
Okay.
Oh, it's my turn first, right?
Correct. I was gonna say right now, but
Right.
tell me it.
I go 1-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going 3-1 Liverpool.
3? Whoa. That's a real brave and bold. You know, every time you come on here, brave and bold versus Arsenal or Man United, saying bad happened, right? Do I need to remind you of that? Or this first season, so you can't bring up past things?
Well, I'm champions. I won title, so I don't care.
Well, excuse me.
Not number one. Number two, there's a reason that I think that I'm going for 3-1. 3-1, Saka out. Odegaard is dope. Probably won't play. I ain't care much as you talk about.
None of them are defenders.
I ain't care much as you talk about. My problem so far hasn't been scoring goals. I've been scoring them. You don't get beside yourself.
Fair.
So, 2 compared for Arsenal not playing. That's number 2 reason. But that's actually number 3. Number 2 reason is really that at Anfield. Arsenal haven't won at Anfield since 2012. Arsenal don't play well or don't travel well to Anfield. I know they got a point last season, but it already had to wrap up at that point. So I ain't party mode. Could do as a late. So that's why you make for 3-1. I think that it's Anfield. It's Arsenal. Arsenal missing key players, and I think that Liverpool got a great goal against Newcastle in the game on Monday after a subpar performance. But I think that Liverpool are in a slot. I don't think that the guys are naive or dishonest with themselves. I think that they recognize that it hasn't been a great start performance-wise, and I think that they will want a response. They will want to send a message.
All right.
Yeah. So and really and truly, again, just to wrap up, to put a footnote on it, I don't think the message means that they're going to use the ball better, but I think the message is that they want a better defensive performance. I think that's where you will see improvement. I think Bradley should hopefully be able to start the game. Robbo might come back for Gurrias.
Yeah, he looking a little shaky.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we will see. So yeah, I think that brings us to the end of our first show back in season 4. Follow us, Marissa Simone 91.
June 9106. My bad. Oh God.
You don't ask me at the beginning of this show if I know the Instagram handles.
I did, but you know something. I have a set mind for such a long time.
Neither me.
Drew 9106.
And the Dugout _
Dugout _ podcast, man.
Right. I was gonna say that, but I can't. I don't know why he's always think it's Barbados. Anyways, yeah. So you can follow us. Obviously, you follow Spirit Life Studios, Whole Health Pharmacy, and yes, do join us again next time.